Hi, Dave. So how far can a film go in bringing about change and influencing people?
I think, film is a medium that gets to a lot of people. If the film moves people enough, which it seems this film has, people feel angry about it. Whether people will do, it's things like, writing to your local MP, voting. If you don't like what the government's doing, you can vote them out. And I think this is a film that shows ordinary people being let down by the benefit system. I think this is why it's hit a chord with everybody. People are going, that could be my daughter, it could be my grandfather. So when they sit there, they go, oh, this isn't about scroungers, this is about ordinary people. This could be me. It could be my dad sitting next to us in the cinema. 3 paychecks, we could all be in that situation. And I'm very proud of the National Health Service, and I've been very proud of the Social Security, but they've even changed the name of it now. It used to be called Social Security, which meant it was security for when something happened to you. Now it's welfare. It's the American thing. Sounds like a handout, benefit. Oh, you want your benefits. And it's all those things that make scapegoats of the people who are less able to, that need help and are less able to defend themselves. And I think, this film is true. I mean, all those things that happened to Katie and Dan have happened to people who Paul and Ken have interviewed. So it's not made up. It's not propaganda. It's just showing ordinary people in a situation, and they've paid into this system, and it doesn't. And when they need it, it's not there to help them.
So did the film reinforce your existing views then, or did it also introduce you to new perspectives?
Well, I've always been politically aware. I've always, I've been a Labour Party. I haven't been an activist. I wouldn't say I was an activist, but being around Ken Loach, I think I've been radicalised by Ken. He's so passionate. With 80 years of age, and he still believes we can make a better world, and there's nothing wrong with that. If when you see an injustice, pointing it out. I think that's what a filmmaker's job's to do. An actor's job is to, entertain, but also to point out, look, this is happening, and then let the audience make up their mind. You can't preach to them and go, this is what you must do, but this is what we found, this is what we're presenting to you. You have to make your own mind up as the audience. What are you going to do,
And in what ways did your comedy background help you when playing this role?
Well, I think I've got, Paul Lafferty wrote a great script. All those words come out of Dan's mouth or Paul's. But I think maybe my comic timing, I know, that's the one thing I know, how to make fun of a situation. So I think that helped, yeah. But it was just a privilege to be involved in this film. First off, to work with Ken and then to work with Paul. Then for it to win the Palme d'Or was wow. And then to have the reaction it's had with the British public. It's actually quite humbling, really.
I mean, the film has already prompted some protest as well. How far do you expect it to reach?
Well, I think people are angry, and I think people who are coming out, even middle-class people who watch this, who have got comfortable lives, have come to me and said, this is wrong, this shouldn't be happening, And that's as I said, all you can do is show what the truth is and then say, what do you, the people, want to do with it, But yeah, I'm sure that it will. And even to make you think, it made me think. I didn't know the benefits. I didn't know anything about sanctions. And that made me go, what? This is insane. That you can be late for your, and sending people for jobs that there's non-existent jobs for 0 hours contracts. It's a bit like the black and white films where people used to stand in front of a gate and a bloke used to go, him, and him, right, rest you can go home. This is 2016. Food banks in 2016. It's a disgrace. People who are working but don't have enough money, so have to go to the food bank. Can you imagine losing your dignity with your kids to get food? I mean, it's a disgrace, and it has to be a change, And as artists, I think we can only present it, and people can do with what they want with it,
So, what do you think the next step is in terms of politics if we want to see change?
I think that at the moment the Labour Party, I think there's a chance with Jeremy Corbyn his type of politics, what he believes in, to stand up for he's not a fan of big business. He knows you need big business, but, it needs to be distributed fairly, and I think this is what, I think people, there's an anger by the young people. I mean, that's quite good to see that young people are getting engaged with politics. That's a positive thing, which is quite heartening for me, who's 60, you know what I mean? So that's a good thing. Young people getting involved, that's a great thing.
Did you expect the win at the Cannes Festival?
Oh, yes. No, not at all. No. That came out of the blue. I mean, that was the icing on the cake. That was an amazing thing to think that it's... But it's great for the film, because it gives the film the extra push that people just can't dismiss it, because it's one of the most prestigious film awards in the world, and that says, these people think it's good, so you can't really dismiss it as anything than what it is, Working with Hayley in scenes who have been so believable drags you up to her standard. So there was times the way Ken works, there's not a big crew around, so there were times when me and Hayley were in the house having a conversation in a scene, and I forgot I was even in a film because it came so real because of what I got back from Katie. She's a fab actress, fab. Well, I didn't know. Nobody knew about the food bank scene. Only Hayley and Ken and some of the crew. So that was a surprise to everybody what happened in the food bank scene, and that was quite that's the thing that moves people. And it was me. I was shocked when I was like, so that was when I ran to her. That was a perfect natural reaction, And that's what Ken does. He puts his actors in real situations, which makes it so gritty and so believable, Well, I think people, it's up to people who see this really to write other MPs to force the government's hand, because the governments will only change if they think the people are turning their backs on them and the people won't change. That's the only reason. They won't change on their own. So it's about the anger that this film hopefully will create, where people will say this is wrong and we won't change. I hope it does. We have a chance with it. It's changed people's perception of what people are like on benefits, rather than the benefit porn you get on, Benefit Street and in Britain on the Dole, which you wonder why this is commissioned and using people who should be helped and making them perform like, dancing bears, if you like. This has shown the real situation of the real benefit system, and people should be angry. So I hope people will get onto their MPs and vote with the X on the box,